My name is Zach Tidwell, as you already said. I'm a 29-year-old Marine Corps veteran, and I lost all of my sight and hearing in one ear 6.5 years ago when I shot myself in the face. I had reached a point where I didn't want to be here anymore, and I'm not a combat vet. I just ended up in a bad spot through some personal circumstances and a traumatic brain injury that sent me spiraling, and I chose to seek relief at the bottom of a bottle instead of through talking about it, and that cost me my sight. As I said, it's kind of a timeline there. In late 2017, I was on my second deployment and found out that my wife was cheating on me. This was my high school sweetheart, and I found out from the other guy's wife. I had to relearn how to do everything. Today, I'm a self-taught, award-winning software developer, making the digital world a more accessible place for everyone. I'm a speaker and a writer with a book on the way, hopefully hitting the markets, I guess, online here in the next 6 months to a year. And I do a lot of work in the mental health space, trying to keep other people from going down the same path that I did. And I ski, rock climb, whitewater kayak, and compete in Brazilian jiu-jitsu against people without any disabilities and all sorts of other cool stuff. Like, I've really ended up with a really cool life. That's the first time in my life that I ever started struggling with depression. All of a sudden, I couldn't escape my thoughts. I was just racking my brain kind of on everything that I might have done wrong, or where I could have done things better, or what went so wrong in my marriage that happened. And I'm a blind person until we were, I was the first blind person that I ever met. So we had no idea what my life might look like, but my mom had thrown out the idea that I could get a guide dog because I've always loved dogs. My dad threw out the idea that maybe I couldn't be a nurse, but I could be a therapist and use this to help other people. And I think I was still probably pretty concussed because my mind went to the one experience that I have ever had with a blind person before, and that was the salt and pepper shakers in the chow halls on my little area on Camp Pendleton. In little fine print said, "Made proudly by the blind and visually impaired." And so my response to my dad was, "I'm not making effing salt and pepper shakers."